whose land you're currently on. Indigenous peoples have been the original caretakers and keepers of the land for thousands of years. We are strong nations who gathered, hunted, and respected the lands. When we take an animal's life, we honor it. We use all of the pieces to create no waste. That's our way of life before colonization. Treaties were signed and our people were displaced to reservations, trapped within the confines of its borders, and needed the special permissions to leave the designated areas. Each city, province, and location has its own rich histories and treaty agreements that were signed with broken promises, and that's Canada as we know it. When we thank the original caretakers of the land, you're paying tribute to those who came before us. You're acknowledging the atrocities and hardships our ancestors had to endure, and showing respects to genocidal survival and the fact that we're resilient and still here. If you're curious as to whose land you're currently on and what treaty you reside in, check out these resources listed here.
Thank you very much, Kitsune, for the beautiful land acknowledgement. We all need to take time and give thanks to the land we walk on each and every day. I would like to start by introducing myself. My name is Jody Taylor. I am coming to you live from North Bay, Ontario. I do have a background in the arts, and I myself am a graduate from theater. With that being said, I understand all the work and dedication it takes to keep these stories alive, and I am very proud of each and every person that is a part of bringing these stories to life. I'd like to let our viewers know that this is a pay-what-you-can show. Your donations fuel our programming for our students and help us provide the best education possible. If you are interested in donating to CIT, please click the link in the description. Donations of any amount are welcomed and greatly appreciated. Let's open with a monologue created by Kitsune. It's a preview into her showcase.
Hello? I said stop what you're doing. I'm gonna need your attention because I'm gonna share with you a little life philosophy, a universal law, if you will. Did you know that when your life is burning up in literal flames, like when everything seems to be going wrong, you're late for work, you snag your shirt on the door because why not? It's universal law. And to make matters worse, you're gonna stub your toe on the corner of your desk at 3 p.m. Why? Because it's universal law. And picture that for 365 days of the year. I'm laughing because there's this girl I know. She's just purely spectacular. She deserves the stars and more. And she's always looking to help others out, yet she manages to find herself in the mud that's chin deep. Yet still, she rises above. When life gives you lemons, you gotta squirt it in your eye. Woo! The sap, her name's Clementine. She's oh so sweet, but so easy to peel. Clementine works in retail at a little secondhand clothing shop I'm pretty sure you know the name of. Value Town. Well, if you haven't heard of it, you're probably living under a rock. They've only colonized every major city and small town across the country. Talk about a corporation. Anyway, let's peep the show. Ugh. This is weirdly a favorite episode of mine, Clementine, on the monotonous hamster wheel of retail. Stay tuned.
Wow, thank you, Kitsune. I'm excited to come and watch that presentation for sure. I just want to let our viewers know that I'm watching everything we're doing tonight off of the YouTube channel. So I'm unsure who else is watching out there, but feel free to leave some comments and maybe later on I'll give a little shout out to you. Tonight, we present to you CIT's first year students presenting a dance piece facilitated and choreographed by Alejandro Renserio. I hope you all enjoy. I have yet to see it, but I've heard good things. So if you just give us a minute here, we'll have that up and running for you. Thanks. Wow. What an amazing dance. That was pure talent and energy. I loved every minute of it. So thank you for that. Up next, we have Ange Loft here to present our next performance, Talking Treaties.
Does the government of Canada have a will to settle claims? I don't think so. People forget that treaties weren't made for us. It was made for them because they wanted to take something from us.
We were cheated. I'm reminded to cherish every moment we have. I hear family talking, with the sounds of people walking outside my place.
We're just here. We're just chilling. We don't own the land. We're just here. I see cars.
Cars.
Trees.
Trees.
Buildings.
Buildings.
And rocks.
Rocks.
I envision one day owning my own place in a nice neighborhood with a balcony and a backyard and a view.
Stars. Sun. Comets. Planets. Sky. Clouds. Plains. I look up and I think about our Creator.
I wonder when humans will live on Mars. I know we're not the only ones in the universe.
Colonization 2.0.
I learned to take things day by day,
Hour by hour.
minute by minute.
We're just here. We're just chilling. We don't own the land. We're just here.
I remember what home feels like. I'm reminded of the people here before me. I've forgotten the feeling of crowds of people. When will this settle down? When will this virus disappear? I fear for my family's health and safety. I hear family talking.
Hey, come on. It's almost dinner. Come on. Hurry up. Let's go.
Cherish every moment.
Before all else, there was only the sun and the moon. Two lovers who would chase each other around the galaxy. They loved each other so much, they decided to have a child. And that's how the Earth was born. But the Earth got lonely, so the sun gave Earth humans to play with.
I see God.
Where?
I smell dirt. When I touch the earth, I can taste her essence. I can hear a conversation among birds.
I see.
I smell.
I touch.
I taste.
I hear.
In the beginning, the beings got along. They grew trees and fruits to feed themselves. They decorated the landscape with beautiful things and became very proud of what they had made. They wanted to keep it only for themselves, so they drew borders and claimed parts of the earth as their own.
I wonder how someone can claim land as their own. I know wherever my foot lands is home. but I belong to it, does not belong to me. I learned how to respect the land and every living being, to take only what you need. I was told to cherish Mother Earth, to take care of her for the next generation.
After a while, the people of the earth began to fight. They fought over what part of the earth was good enough for them. They started wars and killed each other for land they claimed was theirs, forgetting that they belonged to the earth, not the other way around.
I see nature in concrete.
Where?
I smell cigarette butts and pine. I touch the earth and I taste her tears. I hear traffic and bird songs.
As their blood poured into Mother Earth, it began to mix with her tears. The sun and the moon heard the earth weeping, so they decided to break up the earth into pieces and give each tribe their own piece of land. That is how Turtle Island was born.
I wish I were an island. I remember my connection to the earth, and I'm reminded of my ancestors. But I've forgotten my way home.
I see.
I smell.
I touch.
I taste.
I hear.
I hear.
I hear.
I hear.
Tiny view? Wait, I can hear myself.
Of course you can. Now let's move.
Wait, no, I want to observe this space. I feel small.
You. Big world. With big meaning.
Small you. Big world. With big meaning.
I promise I'm changing.
I've forgotten what working hard felt like and how rewarding it is.
Sorry for abandoning you. This rebellion just wants to keep battling you.
I acknowledge you. And I'm following you.
Moving on and hoping you come following through.
Sitting here feels great. The wind, grass, dirt. It's refreshing to observe and really let go of things. Let your thoughts be
Let your
free.
thoughts be free.
Let your thoughts be free.
I just need time.
I just need time.
Bury the past. I cover myself in blankets.
And I bury the past. I'll be here, waiting.
You say you hate me, and we go to bed angry.
This place took away a lot of nature. Intentions? The wind whispers and it reminds me to grow and let go of any tension.
We're in this together, even though it gets quiet.
When we're out there, walking and breathing the air, when I look at these people, I see life. I see people living and wanting something from this life as well. I apologize for all of the stress, just the mind talking and telling me to leave it alone.
I know you very well, but I'm still afraid. I know I make you feel like you're at the end of your rope.
I wish there were mirrors.
I'm reminded of the goals I want, and that only me can make me feel good. I've forgotten what working hard felt like and how rewarding it is. Ensure we keep balance with ourselves.
Strive and pursue our goals.
I'm reminded of the Saskatchewan wind sitting here, the early mornings back home on the roof. I've forgotten what home feels like, nature, what working a 9 to 5 job is like, what chasing my dreams were like. I smell air. Here, I don't feel trapped or isolated. I get to be with Earth.
I get to feel the ground and the cool wind. I get to taste the air up here.
I feel like I could lay here and let the lights tell me something. Maybe a clue or message about what to do.
I envision I could bring this type of energy back home to the West. Seeing the northern lights helps me forget. It's like watching the ancestors dance and the earth speaking to me through a light show of patterns and lines of energy.
One little, two little, three little Indians.
Lights and cigarettes.
Birds and insects.
4 little, 5 little, 6 little Indians.
Race and places.
Trees and tall grass.
I can take you there.
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 The city is better because there are so many things to do. So many things to do. You never get bored.
What? There are so many, many things you can do in the bush. Fishing, four-wheeling. There's a lot more space and privacy.
Well, I can just shut my blinds.
Living in the bush is the best thing ever. Living in the bush is the best thing ever. Living in the bush is the best thing ever. There's so much space and privacy. The clear air boasts the city smoke. You must feel claustrophobic.
How can I feel claustrophobic when there are so many things to do? So many things to do. So many things to do. It doesn't beat living in the city.
It doesn't beat living in the bush.
It doesn't beat living in the city.
It doesn't beat living in the bush.
What?
What how?
What who?
You don't even know what you're talking about. When you're in the bush and you look up at night, you see the stars, you hear the insects, crickets, life. It's self-care.
The city is cars and yelling. It's a whole different experience.
Why do you like the city so much?
What do you mean? The city has many things. Anybody who's anybody flocks to the sights and sounds. They're all around. Strangers bustling around. Raccoons in your backyard. Maggots in your trash cans. City life is vibrant and fast.
Maggots in the trash cans, raccoons in the backyard. Maggots in the trash cans, raccoons in the backyard. Maggots in the trash cans, raccoons in the backyard. Why is that your reason to like the city so much?
Nothing beats living in the city. Nothing beats living in the city. Countless nameless faces to pass by. City life is vibrant. Raccoons in your backyard. Maggots in your trash cans. Raccoons in your backyard. Maggots in your trash cans. Now that I think about it, maggots in your trash cans is kind of gross.
Sometimes the bugs here tick me off.
7 little, 8 little, 9 little Indians, 10 little Indian boys.
Whoa. I can see how you like it here. still enough to hear my own thoughts. It's soothing in a way that the chaos of the city can't compete. The city has a way to take over your thoughts. It's nice here.
Not all big cities look the same. Fun little markets, different graffiti. There's still indigenous resistance that makes me appreciate the city. It never sleeps. Somebody is always up doing something, so it's hard to feel alone. There's always something going on.
I like your world.
1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indians.
Lights and cigarettes.
Birds and insects.
4 little, 5 little, 6 little Indians.
Faces and places.
Trees and tall grass.
Hello, tree. You've been here forever, growing into something beautiful. I wish I can do that.
I envision this place getting stripped away slowly. I wonder what our world would be like in 100 years.
Beep boop bop boop 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 beep boop beep.
I've forgotten my past. Forgiving what's behind?
Moving forward, we're in a city.
We smoke from the same piece.
Hey. Forcing natives to capture beavers.
Not my neck. Not my neck.
We smoke from the same peace pipe. One energy. Sharing.
Singing to the tree, singing to the tree, singing to the tree.
How much effort you put into yourself, growing and grounding. How much effort you put into yourself, growing and grounding.
I used to be really shy.
How much effort you put into yourself, growing and grounding. How much effort you put into yourself, growing and grounding.
I grew as a person. I was really shy and stuff.
Still growing and learning. Really grounding yourself.
I look at this tree and I want to be that. Mitigug, tree, resilience, rooted, really strong. I'm about to face my fears. I can be free. Here I go. This is where I start my journey. Thank you, tree.
Looking at a mountain. Grow to be big and tall. Warriors and peoples of the nation of Indians. Nipawa.
Nipawa.
Nipawa Street, a place of plenty.
The name of said nations.
Bree.
Anishinaabe.
Haudenosaunee.
Cree. People who can show feelings and bring the light in the room.
When someone walks into the room and they have the ability to make everybody else feel happy and safe. Faith. Share in good faith and don't expect anything back. Share life. Give without anything.
My mother raised me to be that way.
Water. Consider the water that we have use for and take a lot of. Like when we drink it and waste a lot of it.
Water is a peaceful place. It's where we can clean and refresh ourselves.
What wants are a thing, and needs are what we have to get to ensure the land we have is blessed.
Masks.
Everybody is the same. Remembering the world without masks, being free.
What does freedom look like? What is it to be free?
Give each other a hug.
Sitting in a circle.
A bit of sharing.
Learn that everyone is different in their own way. Every creation story is right. No one is wrong. Everyone else has their own beliefs.
Sky and clouds.
We share the same air, and we are equal. I always wonder if there's anyone else that's out there in space and thinks the universe is the same, like we are the same.
Half circle, above heads, sharing food and medicine and having a round dance with everybody.
Dancing. There are different types of elements and styles of dance. In the world, some of them are dance cultures. Others are more at freedom and just enjoying your time, like the fun in hip hop. So we can all join the circle and be one.
The sky world, beginning times, fire, molten rock, igneous rock, sedimentary rocks, all kinds of grandfathers, glacier droppings, sand, pebbles, earth, groundwater, crawlies, swimmers and slitherers, all those in between, four-leggeds, wingeds, two-legged, flora, fauna, sun, stars, ancestors, gases. Welcome to what is now known as Parkdale. Your tour guide today is a 6th generation asphalt Indian.
Asphalt?
Asphalt. Cherokee? Asphalt? Never heard of them.
We came here before most settlers. A lot of us were displaced from the land. My people were run out of Saskatchewan by John A. Macdonald for land and railroads. Parkdale is its own little city. It lays claim to being the most diverse colonial jurisdiction in the mostly British colony of Canada. Except, I don't know a lot of Native folks here. I don't see a lot of us. There's 100,000 of us in Tkaron from all over Turtle Island and the Condor.
In the 1700s,
1798, and 1790s.
1803, and the 1800s.
1980.
20 years later.
12 years for 200 acres.
20 years ago, 28 miles.
More or less. The whole treaty wasn't right.
People forgot that treaties weren't made for us.
It was made for them because they want something from us.
Lord, the king, his heirs, and successors.
Forever and fully.
I advocate for the lost ones and the stolen ones, the people who are the descendants of the misplaced. Put yourself back in the mind of somebody who firmly believed in the power of the Creator, the power of friendship and obligation, and that management of the land years ago, until things broke down and they fell back in fear from the death side of their religions, their wounds, the scars and grief they brought with them from their broken, poisoned world. And there's no more trauma and no more need. It's then there we'll have peace. And there's no more trauma and no more need. It's then there we'll have peace. There's no more trauma and no Rich people, sycophants around them, owned the thriving manufacturing plants that began in the mid-1800s. They got rich from their wars. They wanted their city recreation clubs close to the water where it was cool in the summer. But they didn't go in the water. They knew what their companies were dumping in the water. They got so rich, they were able to buy lands in the north, displacing more Indigenous people to build monster cottages. They took the best lands for themselves so they could get away from the urban shithole they were creating. They had to grow and expand and have more and more and more. I don't know exactly when the train tracks came to this area, maybe 1880s, but everything going west passed through here. This train station at Parkdale is McDonald's business. That woman's likely taking a picture of the lake.
McDonald genocide vision grows across Turtle Island.
Before the trench was dug to sink the trains in 1908, you could walk right down to the lake. You'd have to cross the tracks, but you could go right to the water. It's very healing.
But they needed to own more and more and more.
Parkdale still has a close relationship with the water. There were progressive people and people organizing. They built Gus Ryder Pool. There are progressive people now. The fight over the trench goes on still, and for the same reason. It cuts us off from the lake.
Resilience.
Resilience.
Resilience. They want to spend billions and millions and billions of dollars to cover the trench and make it a parkway. That's a lot of living on the land space. It's also not a lot of housing. Every politician wants their name on something. All this fighting over words and naming. The economy is being driven by the car, the internal combustion engine.
Their need to grow and grow and grow and crow about it continues.
From 1958 to 1966, the Gardiner Expressway was built, further cutting folks off from the lake. More shoreline was privatized. No more trauma and no more need. It's then there we'll have peace. There's no more trauma and no more need. It's then we'll have peace. The people from the death cultures are fighting amongst themselves. Some of them are our best allies.
We are guests.
We are grateful and humbled.
Tell us what you need and we'll help.
They are embracing the living Jesus, not the dead Christ. My young friend Keene said,
faith, share in good faith, and don't expect anything back. Every creation story is right. No one is wrong.
We'll grow
through it.
That utilitarian cutting, fragmenting, we are the new vines from the end pieces of dislocation.
Taking root, beginning new circles, spreading, entwining. Taking root, beginning new circles,
taking root,
spreading,
new circles,
entwining.
Entwining.
That's urban. We were here and not seen. Except for, on the ground, living rough. But we've always been here.
But we've always been here.
Always been here. We're in this together. A question. Why did it take a pandemic before living in tents and sheltering on the land stopped being an enforced, criminalized activity? I walk, I sit on the shore of the lake, I listen, I sing. The land is exciting. Without tension, a string could make no sound. I pray for Tkaron, our living classroom.
Our living classroom.
Our living classroom.
Our living
classroom. Our living classroom.
Our living classroom.
Our living classroom.
Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah.
To our ears, back then, what we're speaking now is gibberish. What was their mindset at that time? To be accommodating? I don't think at that time they really understood what treaties were. We don't own the land. We're just here. We're the stewards of the land. We look after the land. It was oral. It was passed down.
Blah 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 blah. Miscommunication. Blah 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 blah. A whole foreign concept.
None of it was understood. La 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 la.
Our people never thought like that. They never thought like that. They never thought like that. They didn't think in terms of money. That was a foreign concept to them. See, because the native people didn't have written, it was oral. So it'd be something that was handed down all the time.
You weren't getting that oral tradition anymore. So that's how you know from one generation to the next, because it was handed down.
Blah, 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 blah. It's not the talking head. It's the gesture, the image you've created. It's the song. It's the wampum.
It's the song, it's the wampum. It's the song, it's the wampum. It's the song, it's the wampum. They look at them as a piece of paper.
They don't understand at all.
Reflect on moments where you shared something and it was stolen from you. And people forget that treaties weren't made for us. It was made for them because they wanted to take something from us. And it wasn't the other way around.
Choose what you like. Less research.
Borrow from each other.
If there's something that someone else has, go and ask.
Creating and sharing. Blah, 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 blah.
Sharing. Miscommunication. Where is that?
Thank you for those amazing performances. I thoroughly enjoyed each and every one of them. I have Ange Loft on standby to come up to the digital deck and share some words about Talking Treaties. Over to you, Ange.
All right. Hi, guys. My name is Ange Loft. I'm from Kahnawake, Kanien'kehá:ka territory, and I live and I work in Toronto. So since 2015, I've been the artistic director of a little project called the Talking Treaties Initiative in collaboration with Jumblies Theatre and Arts. So the work has always been rooted in oral history and community collaboration and thinking about Indigenous history with thousands of people over the past few years through hands-on workshops with large-scale outdoor performances. Talking Treaties is committed to providing ongoing opportunities to bring CAST back to work as facilitators and continue to return to talk, which is what a lot of these agreements really call for. So Talking Treaties, we work through symbols, through poetry, through improvised mappings, through quick creative performative explorations like something you just saw. The work definitely started by talking with Indigenous artists and knowledgeable historical researchers. So in 2017 and 2018, we did something called the Talking Treaties Spectacle at Fort York. And in 2019, we had the opportunity to create a video called Buy These Presents, Purchasing Toronto for the Toronto Biennial of Art. These days, Talking Treaties is moving into a new phase of virtual workshops. We're developing an illustrated book called The Treaty Guide for Torontonians, and we're creating a movement education initiative called Dish Dances. So what you just experienced was the result of the Talking Treaties Di Dagaranto Creation Intensive with Center for Indigenous Theater. And I'm so proud of all of these students. Over a span of 8 virtual days, this group of students were able to learn about a few local treaties through historical narratives, through reading verbatim texts, through interviewing exercises, through embodied gesture, through land-based writing prompts, photography, and even a few visual arts exercises. Our research during this time focused in on 2 specific agreements, talking about the dish with 1 spoon and the Toronto Purchase, and definitely a little bit of acknowledgement making in there. The students worked from that accumulated research. They generated writing, they made imagery as a base for their collaboration with some of the cast and crew from previous Talking Treaties productions who were invited to come in and co-create and include their voices within those performances as well. So it's really great to have the opportunity to share this personal and very timely collection of perspectives on Indigenous realities in the city, thoughts about land sharing, thoughts about sense-based memory. I hope they inspire you to do a little outdoor research yourself, getting familiar with those symbols of Indigenous governance we all need to know, and telling the stories you need to tell about contemporary indigeneity in G. Dagaranto. So, yeah, I had the great opportunity to provide the research and the activities and then hand it over to those wonderful collaborators and students to take it away for writing and pulling it all together. I would just love to acknowledge Teresa Kutnife, Yahande Foot, Jesse Wabagijig, Kitsune Soleil, Ashley Riley, Animikekwe Kuchi, and Jill Carter, who acted as an outside eye and guest facilitator. Now go for watching. I would love to now, hand it over to our great group of students. So thank you guys for doing this and taking part in the Talking Treaties Intensive.
Thank you, Ange, for all you do. I just want to give a reminder that this is a pay what you can show. Your donations help us keep the school open and give these students a space to create. To donate, please click the link in the description. Right now, I would like to give the performers a chance to introduce themselves and grace our audience with a bow. All I am asking is to let us know your name, your first nation, and in one word, describe how you're feeling.
I am Plains Cree. I'm from Swan River First Nation, and I feel great. Hello, my name is Francis Gladue. I am Plains Cree. I'm from Swan River First Nation, and I feel great.
Hi, I'm Sonny Russell. I am Blackfoot from the Blood Tribe of Kainai Nation, and I feel inspired.
Hi, my name's Brandon McDonald. I am Plains Cree, and I'm feeling good today. Thank you for watching.
I'm My name is Pearl Pheasant Dumont. I'm Ojibwe. I'm from Wakamakan First Nation, unceded territory, and I'm doing good.
Dansa, my name is River Waterhen. I'm Plains Cree from Saskatchewan, and I'm feeling deadly.
Danse, hello, my name is Kian Buffalo. I am from Musqueam's Ermisking Cree Nation, Alberta, and I am feeling very blessed.
Kanse, Q Buffalo, and Tsigatsa, Musqueam, Secochinia. Hello, my name is Q Buffalo. I come from Musqueam, Treaty 6 territory. I am feeling motivated.
I'm here. I just can't hear me. Yeah, I'm here. I'm just. Yeah, I didn't want to unmute and make noise or anything. Hello. DM La Fortune, pre-Treaty 6, displaced 100 years ago. Moved, very moved.